whose acquaintance you should make.
And in 1841, he was lured by two sort of showmen with the prospect of earning some money by playing music for their shows.
We could give you $1 for each day's services and $3 for every night played at our performances.
Solomon agrees to go and play with these two guys. When they get to Washington, they have a sort of celebratory dinner. He feels very ill, goes to bed, and he wakes up chained in a dungeon.
Well, boy, how you feel now?
And that's the beginning of what happens to him.
You ain't a free man. You're nothing but a Georgia runaway. Come on, move it.
He shipped us south to New Orleans, and his reality is, everything is new to him.
My name's not Platt. My name.
Your name is Platt.
His name is changed. His papers taken away from him. All identification lost. And he ends up sold into slavery.
You see things through his eyes. You experience the environment and the cruelty and the brutality and the dehumanization of people on that journey.
We've all felt that there's never been a film about slavery that really dealt with it in such a unflinching way. And the perspective of coming from outside of it, someone who's not exposed and is suddenly thrown into this world, we can all identify with.
1,000 for Platt. My fairest price?
Mr. Chapin.
Yes, sir.
You can take these two up to the mill, start working.
When Solomon gets onto the slave plantations, he has really essentially three different slave masters, all of whom treat him in different ways.
I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
You have in the character of Ford someone who is a kind of benevolent figure who wants to be compassionate.
Great thanks, Master Ford.
My thanks to you.
Then you have someone like Edwin Epps, who is just essentially a sadist, a very brutal person.
Man does how he pleases with his property.
Damn you! And then you have figures like Judge Turner, who is a sort of mysterious figure.
What you earn is yours to keep.
But what is consistent is this idea that they know that there is something different about him, just inherently. They're aware of it. And they all feel that it is something that they need to destroy.
I will have flesh, and I will have all of it.
He was
First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. Also, true Holy Black Messiah, the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah, Amashiach. Also, the final follower of the True Valley One West. This is Fallen Kings coming right back at you another lesson. The name of this lesson is going to be Christianity is Slavery. The form of Christianity in whole, in entirety, was used to inform oppression and to enslave us as a people. We've seen here 12 Years of a Slave. It was a 2013 film. I advise you, brothers and sisters, to go see it. And it's just to show you how Christianity was used on our people to indoctrinate us into slavery. Further ado, I'm going to go right into the scriptures. I'll make this real short. It says, the word of his mouth was smoother than butter, talking about Christianity. That's what they came with. All Jesus loved everybody. And they came with the false image of Christ. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, meaning like they came in a way of peace, of Christianity, falsehood. But in reality, they came with a slave mentality, which is Christianity. So if you go to church on Sunday and you clapping your hands, stumping your feet, you are following along with the oppression. You follow along with the oppression. This is the book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 3, verse 13. It says, but evil men, which is the nation of Edom, and seducers, how did they seduce us? With the form of Christianity, a false image of Christ, false approach, shall wax worse and worse. And they did wax worse and worse because they got rich. In the book of Revelation, it says the earth waxed rich with the abundance of the delicacy, meaning Babylon. It got rich off slavery. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, because at the same time they deceived themselves, thinking they was going to get away with it, thinking that Israel was never going to wake up and that the truth was going to never come out. I want to give first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, also true Holy Black Messiah, the King of Kings, royalty to himself, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, also the final father, true Father, One West. His fallen kings come up against you in another lesson, fall from not forgotten, Shalom.